I saw it and I was just like, I don't want to hear this shit, man. This shit is just sad
I
at this point.
know. It is sad at this point. I told you, bro. It's so sad. And now we're seeing that Will was. Go ahead. Will was a broken man, but go ahead, dog. This shit's so fucking sad, dog.
Don't laugh. Don't laugh because then you're
I'm
making me
trying not
laugh.
to. I'm sitting here. This is so sad.
Please, someone describe to me what we're watching.
I'm not watching that.
That was racist.
This is Friends Partying in Hell, and on today's episode, we talk about my week of hell, the worst TikToks ever, child marriage, and some old footage of Will Smith and Jada. But before we get into all that, I want to welcome my bestest pal. I've known him since we were 3. You remember Anthony when we were 3 and we knew each other?
I don't remember when we were 3. I remember when we were in 3rd grade.
3rd grade. We didn't know each other back then. Let's not lie to everybody, but we do know each other for a long time. My best pal, Anthony. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm recouping. I know. Can you tell? Am I a little mucusy? Do I sound?
I mean, not until you sniffly.
Okay.
No, you sound good. You look good. I mean, I would never known if we hadn't talked about it. This week.
Yeah. Well, so I think in lieu of trending topics of the week, I kind of want to indulge you with what's happened to me this week. So, I had a work trip. And it wasn't anywhere crazy. It was in Orlando, like nothing, nowhere crazy far. And so it's a day. So, okay, I'll backtrack if I forget stuff because just so much shit happened. So my birthday
Okay.
was this Sunday. It was April 3rd,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And I traveled on the day before. So I was literally traveling and going to be out of town for work on like my birthday week. I didn't take it off because, like, foolishly, I thought I'm not going to work a weekend anytime soon. Like, and then I don't know. I just figured, what would I do from Monday to Friday? I'm not going to be celebrating my birthday like a crazy person. So I just didn't take it off. Like, I just wasn't thinking about taking it off. Sure enough, all this happened, and it was kind of last minute to take anything off, and I was kind of leading the project, so I couldn't just like take it off. And I kind of put myself in a hole where I was just like, okay, well, like I'm gonna have to like bite the bullet and go. But not a big thing. You're an adult. Like you work on birthdays sometimes. This wasn't some kind of like weird thing or whatever. But I had a bad feeling about it. I just had a bad feeling about the trip and the work. And it wasn't like the project got taken away from me. And then it was very unorganized and it gave me pause. I'm like, this doesn't feel like I'm going to have a good time on this trip. Work-wise. So there was already this dread coming in about work. So fast forward to the day of the travel day. This is on a Saturday, the day before my birthday. And so I have my camera stuff and a couple of things like gear, nothing crazy, but I have some gear with me. And I'm taking it on the flight. And I always like to come in a little bit earlier when I have so much gear on me, so I can check everything in. I like to be very detailed about like the stuff that I got going on. Very anal retentive. So I'm halfway to the airport on an Uber, and the flight gets delayed, but I'm already halfway there. And I was like, damn, I could have just been home for a little bit, chilling, but whatever. Fuck it. I'll have an extra time to just settle and whatever. So get to I'm the first one to get to the airport from the whole team. So not a big deal, though. Not a big deal. Like, I get in, and then I realize that, like, I haven't traveled in, like, 2 years. I haven't been in an airport for a really long time. So I'm getting to the swing of things. I kind of have everything patted down. Like, I have my travel routine down packed, so I know what to do. Boom, 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 boom. Know where to go. All that kind of stuff. And I realized that, like, it's been 2 years, and I've kind of upgraded my life a little bit. and I'm like, hey, I can go to the American Express Centurion Lounge. And I'm like, okay, well,
Ah,
maybe this won't be so bullshit. I'm like, I'll be able to go. I mean, I'll go to this thing or whatever.
yeah.
So I'm already unhappy that I'm there for a long time or whatever. So I go to the Centurion American Express thing, and they don't let me in.
No way. What?
I didn't have the right card.
Oh, you didn't have the right card.
Yeah. They're
What card do you need?
platinum and platinum. That's it. That's all
Oh,
you
I
need.
ain't got no. I ain't got
Yeah.
no American Express Platinum.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And
Whew.
when I got American Express, I remember not wanting to get platinum because you have to pay 600 something bucks a year as an annual fee
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. And
You
I
have
was
to
like,
pay their annual fee,
yeah.
which is out the
And I
ass.
was
Yeah,
like,
it's a
yeah,
barrier to entry for poor people.
right. And I was just like, I don't want to do that. Like, sure, I can get one, but I'll get another one that I don't have to pay that. So whatever. I'm still in the green. I still got an Amex card, like whatever. But they wouldn't let me in. So I was really like already. Now I was mad. Now I was mad
My
because
flight's delayed. I can't get pampered.
yeah. Now I was mad because I felt poor and they made me feel poor.
Oh.
And I went to go sit. I went to go sit with all the other poor people, and and I remember thinking, I'm like, this is beneath me. I don't want to know. But honestly, I was just like, fuck. I wanted to at least fucking eat something, whatever, you know. Like I wanted to like
Yeah.
get something out of me being already upset about this trip. Anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, no big deal. I'm watching like a game on my phone, or whatever. I'm like, whatever. So people start coming in to the airport, and I have to like introduce myself to people that I've never met before for this the crew and stuff like that, these work people. And I don't really like doing that, so but whatever. So anyway, try to put a face on. We get on the plane. It's all good. I get priority. Like I gave myself priority for the thing, so I
See,
could.
hey, that's
So
upgraded lifestyle.
yeah, so I was just like, so I felt good that I left everyone and I want to go sit my ass down on the plane. So we take off, and the plane ride's like I don't think more than it's like an hour. Like not a big deal, not a big deal flight.
Yeah.
And so we're in the air, and I hate flying, by the way. Also, so there was another thing I had that I was just like anxious about. I hate flying.
Yeah.
We're in the air, and midway in the air, the fucking pilot goes on. He's like, "Oh, we can't make a landing." So my panic starts setting in of like, "Oh my god, like what's happening, man? Like what's happening?" He's like, we can't make a landing right now. The weather's really bad and stuff like that. So guys,
Oh
prepare for turbulence or
no.
whatever." And I'm just like, "Fuck me, man! Like, god damn it! Of course this is gonna happen on
Oh
this trip." Like, so
no.
we're
On a delayed
on a
flight, you
delay.
couldn't make the
Yeah,
landing.
yeah. So we're circling, avoiding Orlando because the weather was really shit. So then um I really don't know how long it was. The pilot comes back on. He's like, "Hey, like we can't land like for real we can't land now. We have to go back to Miami to refuel." So,
No fucking
yeah,
way.
so the plane goes all the way back and
Ah!
and refuels, right? So I'm thinking
Holy shit.
I'm thinking we'll just refill, leave, and just go right back up. The flight isn't that long, so like I'm like, okay, that's doable. I don't want to be on this plane, but
Yeah.
whatever, fuck it. We get on, we're on the tarmac and stuff like that, and then the pilot goes like, hey, like the flight's canceled, like we're not flying, period.
No fucking
Yeah,
way.
so then we all get off, we all on board, and my team, the crew, the people who are running the coordinating the event, coordinating the trip, are freaking
Mm,
out because we have to be at a location and we have days and schedules and stuff, and we're probably not going to get there.
mm,
So, and especially with the camera, especially for me, my little crew, my camera people,
yeah.
like we had to get everything set up anyway. So while they're fucking trying to figure out, and like too many cooks in the kitchen trying to like, do we rent a car? Do we get another flight? Da, 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 all this kind of shit. Took them like an hour to kind of just even talk about stuff, and they had nothing figured out. And so we're trying to rent a car, and then I'm just like, hey, like I just like put my foot down. I'm like, I don't know what y'all gonna do, but I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna take my car, and I'm gonna leave because
Yeah.
Like, fuck all this talking shit. And I'm
Yeah.
like, whoever can come with, I could fit 3 people in my car. Let's go. So then 3 of the crew came with me, and I just got a cab went home. So this is already afternoon traffic, so it took a while to get home.
Oh
So I'm in the
god.
car, get home. I pack a quick bag because my luggage was still on the plane. We couldn't get our luggage.
Fuck. Holy shit. So you had to go home and repack.
Yeah. So,
To now drive a trip that should have been an hour.
yeah.
How long has this process been so
No,
far?
I
How
was
long have
I
you
was at the air. I got at the airport at 11.
at
My
11?
flight was leaving at 1, and
Okay.
this was, by the time I got home, it was already 6 o'clock.
Fuck you.
6 o'clock.
Holy shit.
And I hadn't eaten. I hadn't done shit. I hadn't had lunch. I hadn't had anything. So I pack a quick bag, knowing that my luggage is, I don't know when it's coming. It could come that day. It could come the next, whatever. So I pack really light, put a couple items of clothing, whatever. And I tell the guys, I'm like, hey, like, get some water, get some whatever. We're like about to hit the road. So we get on the turnpike and we start going up. And we stop by, get some food. We stop at one of the pit stops or whatever, get some food, and we keep going. Now this is about like 7 o'clock almost, or 7:30 probably. Around West Palm Beach area, it starts like raining, and this bad weather that the pilot was talking about finally came down. Finally came down from Orlando, and it was terrible. You couldn't see like 10 feet in front of you, and the car, like the car in front of you couldn't see, and it was lightning everywhere, like furiously lightning and thunder. And I was like, this is fucking crazy. I don't think I'm supposed to go on this trip. Like, everything in the universe is saying don't go.
Stay the fuck home.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm in this car. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And I'm like having to like I'm on 10 and 2, like going slow as possible and shit. And it's really it's pouring crazy. Like, it's like hurricane. It's really bad, man. Really weird. All of a sudden, how bad it got. And anyway, it clears up after like, a good 40 minutes. And we're like on our way, clears up, and we get to Orlando. Get to Orlando around midnight. Still had to like see if like our camera shit was there, all this kind of work stuff. By the time I was done and ready for bed, it was already like 1. We had to be up at 7 to go to work.
Fucking
yeah.
Christ.
Anyway, the next day, like, work is like fucking disorganized and crazy. It worked like a good like 12-13 hour day that day. The next day, that was on a Sunday. The next day, same shit. Just long ass day, but around
birthday working for 14 hours.
Working.
You spent the day before your birthday turning a 1 hour flight into a 14-hour flight.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
boy.
Yeah. So my luggage didn't come like I thought. Like, it just didn't show up. So that Monday, I had to work the same like long day or whatever. My luggage came that morning, but I was already at work, so I was gonna get my luggage like later on, whatever. Anyway, long story short, I started feeling like pretty like sick. I started having like a little cough, and not only did like was that to get there was a hassle, like all this other shit I was complaining about. I had to share a fucking room with someone, which I hate. I hate sharing rooms with people, especially if I'm on a work trip. I need to go to my room and decompress and like whatever. But no, like, they wanted to be fucking cheap and stick me in a room with someone. The guy was cool as fuck though. Like, not complaining about the guy, but I still had to share a room. Yeah. And this fucking guy was sick as fuck. He was coughing up a lung. He was super sick. And I'm like, but he was one of the guys that we rode with too. He was in the airport and stuff, so it wasn't just some guy I just like saw at the hotel. But he was sick the whole time, and I'm thinking it was like smoker's cough or something stupid. But he was like coughing and coughing. And then so come
you thought
Monday,
it was smoker's cough, but you was with him for 14 hours and he didn't smoke a single cigarette. You're like, smoker's cough. I know smokers that go 14 hours between cigarette breaks.
I was naively optimistic, and like,
I see.
and, and then so come Monday, I start feeling a little sick, and I'm coughing and stuff throughout the day. And then on that, so around 8 o'clock, I told the director, I was just like, "Hey, I'm going to go to my room. Like, I'm done for the day. Like, I'm good. Like, we rehearsed and we did all the shit that we needed to do. And I was like, I'm done. I'm gonna go to my room and I'm gonna go fucking relax." So I go to my room, and um we're across the street from the hotel, so it's still like a good little walk. And I have my car, and I was like, you know what? I feel like shit. I'm gonna go get some Chick-fil-A and go sit in my bed and watch like movies or something and like fucking veg out. Like I'm done. Like I'm not feeling good. I'm tired. I hadn't slept. The fucking dude was coughing that the last 2 nights, and like at
Yeah.
night, and I couldn't go to sleep. I didn't get like a wink of sleep.
Oh
And
shit.
and so anyway, I go to my room, and I'm starting feeling terrible, bro. Like my body's hurting and stuff. And I was just like, I'm gonna make an appointment tomorrow at the clinic because either I got COVID or something's going on. Because I don't know if I'm gonna get any better. Wake
Yeah.
up the next day, sure enough, I feel like fucking shit. I go to the clinic. The doctor runs tests on me and all this stuff. Is like, yeah, you got like influenza A or something. You just got the flu, and and I had a fever like 100 and like 102. And he's like,
That
and yeah.
sucks.
So the only thing that was great is that I had my own car, so I could just move around, you know. But going to the
Yeah.
clinic, then going to CVS to get my prescription, I went to the one CVS and it was closed for some reason, the pharmacy. So I have to find another one,
Fucking Orlando.
and yeah, and I was just like driving around was such a pain, and I was like dying and like physically like in pain. And then I went to Whole Foods to get some like juice and shit. All that took like 2 hours to do, but it felt forever because I was like so sick.
Because you were dying.
And
Because you
I
were
was
your
dying.
body was shutting down.
Gonna keep my
Your
eyes
body was
open,
like,
dude. I
can
was
we
just
rest?
I was like with my eyes. So then I tell the people at work, I'm like, hey, like I'm dying. I'm not. First of all, I'm not going in. It wasn't an argument or nothing. But I was like, I'm not going in, and I want to go home, and I can't even do that. So like, I'm gonna stay in my room.
Yeah.
They were like, we're gonna move the guy to another room, and I was like, okay, fine. So I stayed in a hotel room for 2 days, just sick in bed. I left Thursday
Jesus.
afternoon. I drove Thursday morning, came back Thursday afternoon. Like I felt decent enough to do that, but I came home and knocked out. And today's Saturday, and so I've been just healing since I got home.
Who said I came
And
home? Drove home on Thursday morning, got home on Thursday afternoon, knocked out, and today's Saturday. That way, you slept all of Thursday or Friday. You woke up and said, "All right, let's do this fucking podcast. Let's get to it."
Yeah, and I was just like, dude, like that, and that was my week. That's all my
That
luggage
sounds
my luggage got lost.
terrible.
My luggage got lost. The flight shit, sharing a room with a fucking sick person, getting sick, having to drive sick back home. Like
Jesus,
it's been fucking terrible, man. Terrible, dude.
It
I can't. I
sounds
really.
like a
Besides someone dying
horrible.
this week, it couldn't have been worse. Like it could.
How does it get worse, right? Where do we go from here? Ah, man, that sounds like a shit fucking week. And the fact that you were so far from home, but so close to home. I bet you could just feel it. Like, oh my God, I'm like right around the corner. If I just had enough energy to hold the gas down for 3 hours, I could go home.
Yeah, dude, that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted was to come home. They were like, my work people were like, if you want to go home, you can go home, whatever. I'm like, yeah, like I know I can, but I can't. I can't go home. Like
I just can't.
I can't. I literally physically I cannot go. Like there was a point. I remember driving that day when I went to the doctor. Like I was like literally like struggling to keep my eyes open, like at a red light. I was just like, I need to get to my room like ASAP and take this medicine and fucking knock out. So anyway, that was my fucking stupid ass week. It was fucking awful. I don't know who I pissed that I like that I had all
somebody
this
was not happy
me.
with like I tried to tell you not to go to Orlando, but your ass want to go to Orlando anyway. Okay, we gonna see about that, bruh. You got COVID happened all of the last 2 years. You got vaccinated. Yeah, I know you got sick with it, but you got over it. All of that just to get punched in a like bitch slapped by regular old influenza, come out the woodwork. And just like, forgot about me. I can still do some damage.
No, dude, like
That sucks,
like,
man. I'm sorry
like,
you had a shitty week.
Dude, yeah, it was the worst. It was like I'm in like the happiest place on earth. Like there's all this fun I'm hearing. Like literally I'm in a hotel where I'm next to like a water park, the Universal Water Park of Volcano Bay. I'm literally my building is literally next to it. I could see and everything and hear the kids screaming like with joy, you know, like just kids screams of just so much fun.
Yes.
And I'm like dying. I'm like
laughter.
And I'm like walking to the food court like barely, like I must like I look like shit, like I like trying to get like water. I got like a burger at one point. I'm like, maybe a burger will make me feel better. Like it was just the worst, dude. It was like the worst
okay
fucking time.
I don't know. What are your mask mandates out in Florida right now? Are you able to? Do you still wear them? Do you know?
I mean, I mean,
without?
nobody was wearing masks. Nobody was wearing. Not that I saw.
Did you wear when you would leave the room?
Yeah, when I was sick. Yeah, when I was sick, I was like, as a courtesy to people, like I shouldn't be like sneezing and coughing everywhere. Like I'll wear a mask, you know. I wonder what I look like to people, but I
that's what I was just saying. Because if I was there and I saw you walking around like a zombie with your mask on, I'm checking the fuck out. I'm like, yo, get the kids. We got to get the fuck out of this hotel. Right? That motherfucker right there's got COVID. I swear he got COVID. Get it. Let's go. Like, I would not hang out at that hotel. And it's you and the other guy. So it's two of y'all now? Fuck that shit, bro.
No,
you would have cost that hotel so much money. You probably cost them so much cash.
I was literally walking around like I remember I was in the elevator and this like dad and his son like just kind of like got tighter to the corner because I looked like shit. I was sweating. I was like sweating.
Bro.
I was like, because I only had a mask on and I had a mask on and I had a hat on and I was like sweating, dude. I was like sweating and I must have looked crazy because I walked out with like sweaty shirt, like whatever I had on. I didn't give a fuck. And because I needed to go get food or water or whatever the fuck it was. And I must have looked nutsacks. Like, yeah.
You've ruined quite a few long weekends, I bet. I bet a few people were like, nah, we gotta get the fuck up out this place. We're not staying no more. You noticed that when you got there was a bunch of black and brown people, and then when you left, there was a bunch of white people left only. That's why. All the black and brown people were like, nah.
Yo, I barely saw
weekend.
I barely saw any people of color, man. I saw nothing but fat ass like white people from God knows where.
It's Orlando.
Everyone was so obese, man. Everybody was so obese.
I
don't know why I'm saying that. It's just a thing I noticed. Like it was so many chunky.
No, I mean it's
people.
Part of the demographic of people that go to the same people that go to Disney World. I think still, especially so quickly after a pandemic, are the same people who shop at Walmart when they have options in their town. I think that's a Venn diagram of people. they you know, like I just feel picture. Am I wrong? Is that could you easily pick that same crowd up and place them at a Walmart and still feel like they belong there?
Yeah. It was a lot of weird, gross looking people, dude. They just look like I felt sicker. Being around all these.
I felt sicker having had to view that shit. Oh god.
It was bad, dude. It was a bad week. Such a bad week. But I'm feeling better. No worries. I'm feeling better. I'm podcasting. I only have slight phlegm or whatever the fuck it is, and yeah, we're gonna enjoy. I'm gonna enjoy this podcast as best I can.
The light at the end of the tunnel type shit.
Do you want to get into some of the trending topics of the week?
Sure. Let's do it.
So I guess Will Smith got banned 10 years from the Oscars because of that stupid shit he did. But there's a clip. There's a clip going around of Jada Pinkett forcing Will Smith to respond to her Instagram live?
Yes, there is.
So
It's on there.
I
It's in
never
the
seen this. Yeah, so I've never
pop
seen
it
this.
up.
I've seen it on the interwebs, but I haven't like heard it.
Yeah,
So I guess I'll hear it for the first time with you. I'll react to it because I saw it and I was just like, I don't want to hear this shit, man. This shit is just sad
I
at this point.
know. It is sad at this point. I told you, bro. It's so sad. And now we're seeing that Will was. Go ahead. Will was a broken man, but go ahead, dog. This shit's so fucking sad, dog.
Don't laugh. Don't laugh because then you're.
I'm
making me
trying not
laugh.
to. I'm sitting here. This is so sad.
All right, let me play it.
Hit them.
You know Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
Real quick. I know.
I would say don't just.
I know it just started, but we talked about this last time. All the red table talks that he had to be a part of and all this stuff. Did you see the minute she said red table? Did you see how his face dropped? That boy was immediately traumatized. He had PTSD. He had PTSD face the minute she said, "Oh, that's going to be a red table." He was like,
"Yeah, dude, like
dead face."
It's like one of those, like, can you imagine having all your dirty laundry like just out on a show? Like, it's not even like maybe even on social media, but like a show, like
from your wife too, by your
there's
family.
A crew, there's a set that you go to, and you wake up to, and they do your makeup, and you have breakfast and a coffee, and then camera people are there, and then there's someone saying action, and then they talk about like all this personal shit. Can you imagine having to deal with something
They talk
like that?
about you and your bedroom and your wife and your relationship, and it's your wife doing this shit. So you can't treat them like a regular old gotcha host where you're like, "Fuck you, bitch," and I'm out. You can't do that, right? It's your wife.
Worry yourself out
so
of
you
here.
Gotta sit. All right, go ahead and go back. Because I know I interrupted, so go back, start it over. But man, dude, like, his face just made my heart hurt. This is from 2015 or 2014 or some shit like that. So this ain't new. This is the beginning. Or I think this is the middle of when we start to see it. So just keep that in mind. This was like 5-6 years ago, and this motherfucker held his composure for that long, for 5-6 years, and then he finally stopped the motherfucker on stage because he was mad. He had enough.
You know Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me.
Oh my goodness.
If you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just.
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start rolling. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
Please watch us stare at the red table because she's helped us a lot. Can't you tell?
That's so fucked up, bro.
Wow, that made me really uncomfortable.
Yes, right, bro. And like the ending of it, after he was like, "Please don't do that," he moves off to the side and she turns the fucking camera around to get him in the shot for one last dig. Oh, she's helped us out so much, can't you tell? Like, what are you doing?
Damn, dude.
Will Smith.
Damn.
I'm assuming that Will Smith was raised to never put his hands on a woman, and kudos to him that you should never put your hands on a woman for no matter the reason. I don't care what all these these motherfuckers are telling you these days. Fellas, don't do it. Young guys, don't ever put your hands on a woman. Period. Right. So I'm just assuming that Will had enough, and Chris got slapped because he can't slap fucking Jada. That shit right there, she just did, man.
So much incredulence. Like,
yeah, bro.
Oh man,
bro. She was like rubbing it in his face that he was upset. It felt like that, right? Like the minute he said, "I don't want to talk," she turned the camera around and started talking about their therapist and how their therapist has helped them. but I'm still dealing with foolishness. Like she was immediately on the attack,
That's
bullying him because he didn't want to be on in his own home.
like her immediate question was, "Hey, like how has our relationship been healed from like the fucked up shit we've done to each other?" That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fucked up stuff that we've done to each other.
Since we've got a mediator.
Well, so God knows what that means, right? Like what fucked up stuff that they do to each other, right? So like,
bro,
like I'm not gonna talk about that shit on fucking Instagram Live all of a sudden out of nowhere. Like,
give me time to prepare. You want to do this for the show, and I'm trying to be a supportive husband, so I come at your fucking show and I do your red table talk. I'm still Will fucking Smith, lady. Like, love Jada. She's a beautiful actress, but Jada ain't been relevant a long fucking time. Will's just like, man, I'm up for the genie in Aladdin. Can we please kind of put a bubble around my fucking image, please? Can we take a step fucking back? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, is she...
the genie in Aladdin.
Hey, laugh all you want. That was a big fucking role, bro. That nigga, he had some big shoes to fill, and he filled them out nicely. All right.
No, he didn't.
I'm an Aladdin stan.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He did a great job. Was he Robin Williams? No.
No, that's not the comparison I'm making. Why did they make Aladdin like? No, I'm just saying that he wasn't good because he wasn't as good as Robin Williams. I'm not saying it wasn't good because it just wasn't good. It wasn't a good movie.
It wasn't a good movie.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
It's Will Smith. I like it because I like Aladdin. I'm Aladdin stan, so
I love Aladdin.
I understand.
I love Aladdin. I love Aladdin.
I'll admit that.
Why did they do what I just don't understand why they did what they did. I don't get it. I don't get it.
For money.
I just don't get it.
What do you mean?
Okay, yeah, I get it. I get it now.
Why did they Yeah. Okay. So what
is everything?
Why did they do what they did?
Is everything about money in this world?
Yes.
This flu has really made me
open your eyes to the
why
you walk to the brink of death on this flu, and now you're reevaluating your life because you almost died trying to make money. You died trying to make money, and now you're like, why is everything about money? I don't understand, man. You gotta step back and take care of yourself.
That's what I'm saying. Will, you had shit going on. Maybe being the genie wasn't as important.
He should have stayed home and took care of his own life first. You got too caught up in that silver screen lifestyle. Nah, man. Look, man. Hey,
no, it's
at
super
the end of the
fucked.
day, there's still two. What?
No, I'm saying it's super fucked. Like being put on the spot, which are like personal shit. Like that's so rude, man. It's so rude. Such a rude thing to do and be as a partner.
Yeah, especially if your spouse has an image to protect, right? Because that could have went really wrong. And if it would have went really wrong, would I trust Jada to delete the footage and not put it out there? No, because she put that shit out there. So if a meltdown would have happened, if I would have got upset and if Will started punching walls, you don't think that video would have went out? Right? Right? He painted him, he would have looked like a fucking maniac in a house punching walls because he asked him a question. Yeah, that shit would have been gone. So look, man. I flip-flop on this subject a lot. Every time some new information comes out, I flip-flop. I'm like, man, what was in the wrong? Man, Jay. Now I'm just like, they're both in the wrong. They're both seem to be terrible people who had really, really good publicists.
Yeah.
Because
there's stories of him being a dickhead too. To like what happened to Aunt Viv? Did you ever hear about that thing?
Yeah.
The original Aunt Viv
doing because he didn't like her. Yeah, he didn't like her or whatever. Something like that. I mean, yeah. So it's kind of
both
because then there's another
notoriously.
video.
There's
Terrible
another video.
people.
Yeah.
It's not. I didn't put it in here, but there is another video of them actually doing a red table talk, and he's on the show with his daughter and his wife, and I guess that therapist person, but it looks like her mom. So
it's the mom. I think it's the mom.
It's her mom because it looks just like her. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. So, but they're talking about, she asks, or I think he asked her or something like that. Anyway, somebody asked somebody, what's what was the worst day for you in our marriage? And his answer was, your 40th birthday, not my 40th birthday, the 40th birthday that I planned for you. Yeah, the question was, what was the worst day in our marriage? The most difficult day for you to have to go through in our marriage. And it wasn't just a random day or some big bluff fight. It was her birthday.
Yeah,
her birthday that he put together for her. You saw that?
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't know the question, which is even worse. Damn.
That's a bad question to begin with, yeah. But
what
I mean,
bitch,
it's red table talk,
what
man.
A bitch.
No, I don't know if I agree with that, because he went on the show. It's just the same thing we were talking about Maury. If you bring me on your show,
I guess,
and I know what your show's about, and I come on, they're both people of stature. They're trying to, stay relevant. I can understand that. Hey, people might want to know about our dirty laundry. I think what happened was there was a bait and switch in that relationship. I think that Will was all about it. And then Jada starts talking that real shit.
I was gonna say this is like the Coke and Sprite conflict, just taken to the extreme. Have you heard of that? This theory that I'm just creating right now as I talk.
No, I haven't.
So
no,
the Coke and Sprite conflict is anything that's relative to marketing, or and especially in TV and all that kind of stuff, where Coca-Cola and Sprite is owned by the same company, by the Coca-Cola company. They're not two different fucking companies. And then they pretend to go at it because that creates conflict, and conflict creates drama, and drama creates eyes, and and that means money. So they pulled the old Coke and Sprite conflict, but it got too carbonated, and now they're both fucking now they're both really angry at each other.
That bitch.
It's it is let's say you and I are hey, we're gonna create some conflict so we can get the podcast going, and I'm gonna dig at you, and then you'll dig at me. Yeah. But then you said something way too real, and then I'm okay, well then it just avalanches. And then it's a real conflict. Then it becomes a real conflict.
And then 10 years later, we slap some random mailman that comes to the house, and it's on a Ring cam or some shit. It's just it just boils over. Bro, they've been in that relationship for a long fucking time. And I was reading a story the other day that was talking about how Jada on her wedding day was like crying and shit because she didn't want to get married or something like that. Like, I don't know how true that is though, because I just read it really quickly and I got to that line and I was like, I don't want to read this anymore, man. It just feels like too much.
There's enough out there. There's enough out there to understand how toxic their relationship is. There's enough without having
so
to like
bad,
even
bro.
read,
but every
even
rap
read
song,
fake shit.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like every rap song I've ever heard was wanting to have a relationship like Will and Jada, dog. And then Will and Jada, who we got left? I guess Obama and Michelle. That's it.
Yeah, like, Obama and Michelle. We got Denzel Washington and his wife. That's lovely.
Nobody knows her name, so that don't count. Ain't no, you can't do a song. You can't do a song like I want to.
We got Oprah and Stedman.
Get the fuck out of here. We ain't got no goddamn Oprah and Stedman. We got Oprah and Gail. That's what we got. We got Oprah and Gail and Stedman somewhere in the background. Don't forget about me, guys. Lying ass.
Well,
nah.
The day Oprah comes out, that'll be a great day. That'll be a great day for everybody.
That'd be a huge day. Do you think she's really gay though? I don't think she's gay.
I don't know. Maybe.
I think it's a running gag. I think it's a joke at this point. I mean, she could be. I had nothing wrong with that. It'd be awesome if she was, honestly. But you know what the thing would be? I'll be honest. As amazing as it would be for Oprah to be gay and come out as gay, and as much as I would support that internally, if it came to this podcast, I'm going at Oprah for being as important to the Black community as she is and hiding her gayness. Like I would have to. You'd have to go at her for that shit because so many people could have benefited from it. I got people in my life that needed you, gay Oprah. I got plenty of people in my life that needed you, bro. That's all I'm saying. I got people I love that could have used that support.
Okay, Oprah.
But that's a topic for another day. We'll save that.
That's a topic for another day. Is Oprah gay? um,
That's a good
so
question.
that's enough. I think we filled our quota with Will Smith and Jada shit
Yeah,
until
we're done with that.
until he's like we hear something that he's like ran around naked in the middle of the highway, like
Nah,
trying to stop
I
cars or
say let's
something like
make a
that.
pact. Let's make a pact to not talk about Will Smith again until he's at the Oscars. So in 10 years, if the podcast is still going, we will have our Welcome Back Will podcast. We'll do it in 10 years. We'll revisit. Maybe like a 10-year reunion. Just me, you, and Will Smith. Yep.
Agreed.
All
And
right,
we'll bring
let's do
him
it. I
on.
like
We'll
that.
bring him on too.
Yeah, because I feel like if we're still doing this in 10 years, we would be big enough to have Will Smith come on, right? Like,
because he'd be a nobody at this point.
we kind of, and then we meet in the middle. We'd be doing all right, and so will he. We'll all be doing okay.
we'll be oh my god. We'll all be doing okay. All right. So the next thing is you created a worst TikToks ever list for me. Now, I'm not a big fan of TikToks, so I want to, before I play them, why? Just why? Just like, why did you think of doing this? And
because you're not a big
anything
fan of
else?
TikTok.
Okay, that's why.
No, yeah, just because you're not a big fan of TikTok, and I've actually, I know we had your homie on, and she was telling us to get into TikTok, and I've actually taken her advice, and I've been on TikTok since, and I've had a good time. So every once in a while, though, you run into something that genuinely makes me laugh, like genuinely makes me laugh. So I was just a few of those I decided to save this week, and to see if they would have the same effect on you. And
so I gotta thank Michelle K for this, and thank you for these awful TikToks I'm about to see.
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't.
I don't know. I mean,
so do you think you? So you're gonna leave it up to me to decide if they're really awful or not?
Yeah, I mean, they're not awful in the sense like nobody's throwing up and catching the vomit in their mouth. I'm not doing those kind. I'm not pulling those kinds of pranks like you like to
but
do.
Those are my.
But I
those
think
are my favorites.
They're all awful in different ways.
All right. So this is Anthony's TikTok segment that he curated just for me, specifically for me, and this is called Wet Ass Planet. And you know what? I've seen this one before, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed
this one is great. Yes, this is great.
So it seems like it's some kind of some what would you call it, a talent show or something? And
I don't know if it's a talent show.
It's no. I mean, she's what would you call this?
I think it's some kind of corporate. It looks like a corporate like event, and she's the hire. You know how they have people come on and they perform. Yeah, like I feel like it was something like that. Maybe like a college class and a presentation or something like that. That's his.
Okay. And it's a woman. She's has a Earth costume on, so she's like the Earth. Literally, she's in the. Yeah. She's a ball. She's an Earth ball. Yeah. And she's rapping about the planet, so I'll play it.
Give me 2 hydrogen, added to oxygen. Same old water been cycling in the well. Tables full of me, run down the mountain, cook through trees. No, I'm solid, that's that ice. Steam it up while you cook that rice. Every crystal got that glow, precipitation, cold and snow. Now put your hands in the air for this wet ass planet, and wave it like you care for this wet ass planet. We're talking watershed.
I love it,
bro. I love that. Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
I had to put science and rap. Yeah, bro. She said, wave your hands in the air like you just care. She skipped the don't. She said, like you care for this wet ass planet. And that shit right there, that broke me, bro. I was like, that's amazing. Put your hands in the air for this wet ass planet. Wave around like you care for this wet ass planet. Yeah. That one didn't deserve to be in the worst TikToks ever, but I loved it so much that I had to include it. I should have put it at the bottom. Because...
I loved it. I loved everything about it. I loved her energy. I loved the message. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that she took a really popular song about vaginas and made it about the planet that we're all on, and there's nothing more positive than that, I think. So this gets my thumbs up for this TikTok.
Yeah, two thumbs up, bro. There's two things in this world that everybody loves wet, and that's pussy and the planet. So they got she nailed it.
Yes.
Nailed it.
This is I've got nothing to say. Okay, and let's see what she's got to say.
Tight as a virgin, boy, don't get nervous. Tight. I'm here to serve you customer service. Right. I say dick by giving the CPR. I say dick by giving the CPR.
Yeah. God.
Bro, your
like
face
immediately. That was like a fever dream, man. I think I'm sick again. Oh my God.
Holy shit.
So
now,
people who are listening, that was a very, very wrinkly elderly lady talking about her really tight pussy.
Yes. And but she had some real good energy. Let's be real. She had a lot of energy in that TikTok. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about her energy.
If we're gonna be real about it, that's what made it even more shocking to me, how like in my face she was about her tight cooter. Oh my God.
I mean,
that's too
we
much,
just had a
Anthony.
conversation.
I'm sick over here, man.
What? That didn't make you feel better a little bit to know that? Look, man, I'm not saying her, but just to know that there's some 80-year-old freaks out there. So when we're 80, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm getting at. All I'm getting at is that's the future right there, boy. And if that's the future, I'm for it. I'm 100% for it, dog.
Oh my God.
Hey,
all right,
play
are we
one more
done?
time,
Oh my
play
God.
One more time. Play it one more time.
Fine,
just look at the
fine,
energy. Just feel the energy, dog.
Okay, so you want me to focus on her energy?
That's and I love the fact that if you tunnel vision, okay, so here the way before you start it, if you tunnel vision, right, it looks like she's actually on top of you. All right, it looks like you're looking up at her, which is great. So go ahead, play it again. Got a tunnel vision on it. Focus.
Oh God, man!
Really imagine that she's on you with this wet ass planet. All right.
I'm here to serve you customer service. I say by giving the CPR. I say dick by giving the CPR.
Man, God, she's definitely has the energy. She has the energy of a 20-year-old. I'll give you that. And she has a lot of like pendants and a lot of stuff on her, so she's like definitely like into tantric sex. She's a freaky old lady for sure. For sure.
So now you're going so with all that evidence, you don't think what she was saying had any merit to it? All that evidence, all that energy.
I'm not taking it. I'm not taking merit away. I'm not taking merit from her. What I'm trying to say is, Anthony, I'm sick, and I can't see that kind of stuff right now because I'm gonna vomit. That's what I'm saying to you.
Fucking rude. That's fucking rude. That's why that TikTok had millions of fucking views, bro. There's people into that shit, dog. That's all I'm saying.
I know that. I know for goddamn sure. I know for goddamn sure that that's true. Anyway, I'm done. This is it. That was the end of the TikTok segment.
1, 2, 3, count! The message of God is clear! Sometimes it's bad.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Repent! I mean right now.
And now for our favorite segment, our new segment, Penance For Your Thoughts. We have someone that's called in about I really don't want to ruin it for you because you haven't heard it, and I don't know how this is gonna play for you specifically, but I'll just play it.
Okay. I'm nervous because of that.
What's up, Heathen Nation? I got a very funny story for you, and this is 100% true. So, my mom passed away 6 or 7 years ago, and I have some sisters. All of us were taken away from our mother when we were born. So I didn't meet my mom till I was later, 21, 22, something like that. Anyways, by the time that I had met her, she lived a very, very partying lifestyle, and she was dying. So,
Pause. Does it get better? Does it get better? That's heavy, man. That was a lot of heavy information, bro, for a comedy podcast. Every sentence was heavier than the one before it.
I know. But you gotta give him a chance. You gotta let him finish the story. It's
I'm
heavy,
gonna let him finish, because I appreciate that he called in to tell us whatever he's about to tell us. But I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes, bro. This isn't a real confessional. We're pretending to be one on TV. Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Let it ride.
This is what I heard too. When I had 102 fever, I was listening to this voicemail, and I was like,
"Oh my god!" Yeah.
But I'll continue.
Yeah, continue.
What happened was she had passed away, and one of my sisters got so drunk at the bar because she knew it was going to happen that night. So when she came to the hospital to come and say her last goodbyes, she forgot that our mom had died. So we were in the little room.
Way.
Me and one of my other sisters were sitting on a couch, and she was just extremely drunk. And they have a little chair that's sitting across the room from her. She takes this chair and she drags it across the room, and it screeches like Will Smith and Men in Black dragging that little table to his seat.
Will Smith reference.
This guy gets it. He gets it. Hey, man, how do you get so drunk that you forget your mom is dead? I feel so terrible laughing at that shit, bro. He said she got so drunk that she forgot my mom died. I mean, that's awful. And I know I appreciate him for calling and telling us his story, but I feel like she's the one that might need the penance for her sins. I think she's the one that should be calling. Unless the story gets much worse.
Well, you're going to have to listen.
Okay. All right.
Sits right down next to mom. She grabs her hand. She's sitting and talking to her, telling her about her day, thinking mom's still in her coma. Then all of a sudden, she looks at me and my other sister sitting on the little couch. She goes, "Why is mom so cold?" Hey, mom! Hey, mom! Wake up! And then she looks at us and goes, "Oh, shit. I forgot she died."
Oh, fuck you.
And that is a terrible, funny story that I figured I would share with you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah, no, that was a great story, dog. That's a great story. Only because he said it was a terrible, funny story. If he had ended that with like, and that was a terrible thing that happened to me in my life, we would have cut the whole bit. Like,
and I've never recovered.
We're not taking any more. Yeah, we're not taking any more confession, guys. You ruined it in 2 calls.
He saved that at the end, and this is my take. This is my take on it. Is that in those kind of like really like morbid kind of situations where like life like life shit happens, like this is something we all go through, gone through, will go through, whatever.
Yeah.
To have like a moment where you're like looking back at it and everyone laughs about it because it was fucking so hysterically unreal and just ridiculous that it becomes, those moments become the levity of it becomes so much less. So I mean, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that story about your sister
Yeah,
being so
and in
fucked
all
up.
honesty, it
forgot.
was funny. Let's be real. Like, it started off, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit taken aback. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know because I hadn't heard it. I know that the whole point of this bit was from my reaction. I'm like, I don't know if I can react to this in a way that's not gonna be offensive, But he's a good sport to say that this was a funny, terrible story that happened to me, because, like you said, these things are definitely those moments where really bad times happen, and you can look back and you can have that little bright spot in this moment of darkness because that's something that he and his sisters can talk about when remembering their mom and have a little laugh about it, even though the whole ordeal was probably not even probably, he just told us how terrible the whole ordeal was from birth to fucking end, which is, that's heavy. Real heavy.
But
I like this guy. I don't know who you are, bro, but I like you. Keep that outlook on life, man. That's solid.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
Solid.
That is an attitude that I definitely don't have.
I don't have it, bro.
I was mad that I couldn't get into a fucking lounge at the airport. Much less, how would I react to like a death in the family?
Some real life changing event. Yeah, like bro, like it's no, man. I stub my toe and I become borderline fucking racist. Like I don't have it within me to process feelings in a healthy way.
Same. And on this podcast, we admit to it. Okay, we don't process our feelings correctly. We're Will Smith in a way. That's why we relate to him so much.
I think we're all a little Will Smith deep down inside. Even Will Smith, who nobody thought was a little Will Smith, showed us how little Will Smith he was. He showed us, like, the fact that he went up there and smacked the grown man.
Shut up, man. We're done.
We're done. I know we're done with it, but it just blows my mind, man. It's Will fucking Smith, bro.
Jesus, man. He really did do that. That really did happen.
I bet he shocked himself. I bet he went back home and was just like, I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe I slapped the motherfucker live on TV.
So that's the end of the podcast. Thank you again for everyone that's listened so far and keeps listening and leaving us messages and all the heathens and stuff. Yes. You guys make it so much fun. And also, like, thanks to you, Anthony, for making me feel better today, even though you could tell I'm still kind of under the weather. I'm under the weather still. but yeah, like I come on because you make me happy, Anthony. And that's the truth.
Show must go on. But I wouldn't do it without. I wouldn't do it without you, though. So. Yeah, man, I'm glad you're feeling better. Honestly, I know you had a shit week, so I appreciate you actually coming on this time. You're always telling me thank you for coming on. I want to thank you for coming on. I thank you for battling through it all and being here. And yeah, man, like, kudos to you, and probably go drink some Theraflu and go to sleep, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks, everyone. I'm gonna go pass out now. I'm gonna play us out. This is Joey Nelson with his song "Gifted."
They say sex is mental, and I know you got your mind right. Girl, we have a connection comparable to Verizon, and I swear your body got thicker. Girl, I see you trying. You've been doing your homework, and you passing all your assignments. You give